Johnny, what's good, man?
I'm good. How are you, bro?
I'm good. I'm good. Let's just jump right into this. Uh, Brayden's had some, romantic interest in this show, but he's really stuck on this one particular person, Elle. What keeps Brayden attached to this clearly toxic relationship?
I just think he needs someone, you know? I just think that going through, I mean, especially this life, like obviously he can't confide in Tariq because anytime he tries to be any little bit of softness or I'm going through this, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. So I guess he just kind of needs that in someone. And every season, besides the second, he always finds someone to do that with, whether he tells them everything or tells them a little bit. I feel like Brayden needs someone to confide in every season.
Got it. Now, I'm just curious, is there ever a time in Gianni's personal life where you was attached to someone who you knew wasn't good for you, but you still like to be around this person?
Honestly, not really. I feel like I'm the opposite. Like I don't confide in women. Like Brayden is someone who just confides in women. I'm the opposite. I like confide in the boys and then I keep everything hidden from the woman. Like that's kind of how I operate. I'm like the opposite of Brayden in that sense. Um, but yeah, there's been like some friends and some people obviously like grown up like getting some shit with. So yeah, it happens. But that's also with being young. Like you have to think like Braden's still in college. So like where we see Ghost and Tommy is 10 years after that, 15, 20 years after that. Brayden and Tariq are going through all of those mistakes now, which we didn't see Ghost and Tommy go through. Um, they're going through those mistakes now, and then eventually, if they survive, that's kind of where they'll end up and hopefully make better decisions.
Yeah, that's very true. We all had those bad friends that our parents said you need to
Right.
exit yourself from. Now, Brayden has been trying to prove to Reek and others that he was about this hustling life for a long time. Was that intense moment with Elle's dealer, the official arrival of Brayden into the game? I mean, there may be some booger sugar involved, but was that his arrival into that moment?
It's funny because I felt like the arrival was killing Uncle Lucas. I felt like and then when he saved Tariq in Noma's warehouse, I felt like that was like, okay, Brayden's in this life. He killed his own family member. Like he's
Mhm.
he's in this. But I then I feel like when that happened, that's like a new level of like he leveled up. Like he's in this for the long run. Like he's not afraid of anyone. Like he's ready to do this. So I think yeah, that moment was probably one of the biggest moments in Brayden's life.
Good way of looking at that. That's very interesting. And I'm gonna let you go off this final question here. How has working on this show helped you grow as an actor?
Oh my God, like no acting class, no anything could have ever done what this show has done for me. Like I've gotten to do everything. I've gotten to do love scenes, sex scenes, murder scenes, stunts, like you name it, I have done it on Power, comedy, drama. So, I mean, this really was just like a crash course. Now, every time I get a new audition, I'm like, oh, this is a walk in the park compared to some days that I've had on Power. So, no acting class could have ever prepared me or done what this show has done for me. So, and I believe most of probably the other actors on the show feel the same way.
That's true. Now, just quick question. How do you feel about the nicknames Kane always seems to have come up for you in certain scenes?
Look, I did stand up, and I'm involved in comedy podcasting before I was on Power. So like my brain's a comedy writer, which is kind of also how Brayden became who he was because that's who I am in my own brain. So when Woody does it on set and it makes me laugh, I absolutely love it. Like obviously, like it makes Brayden look a little weaker, but I don't have an ego like that where I'm like, well, my character needs to be strong. I'm like, no, I think it's really funny and it's good for the show. Like a lot of times I'm in a scene and I'm like, what's not best for me? What's best for the show? And every time Woody or Kane would say that to Brayden, it would go crazy on social media. It would just, and I love that. I think it's so much fun. So I personally, like every time, sometimes I go up to him and be like, "Oh, this one would be funny too." Like we'll work together, but I will say 99% of them all that make it all come from Woody. Like he knows what he wants to say.
That's awesome, man. They do land. Again, pleasure talking today. Thank you for taking time for me today. You were phenomenal on the show. I'm sad to see it go, man, but I'm also looking to see you doing more things, man. So
Thank you,
appreciate it.
Bernard. I appreciate it. Thank you.
No, you're welcome, man. Thank you.
Yep. See ya.